Thank you, Chairwoman and Ranking Member. Mr. Powell, 3 weeks ago, I was in the cities of Globe and Miami, Arizona, walking through neighborhoods devastated by historic floods that tragically claimed 3 lives. And then the floods came again 2 weeks later. I met families who had paid off their mortgages just to watch everything they worked for wash away. But what hit me the hardest was the grit and how the community rallied. They're going to rebuild. They've lived there for generations. And of course, I'm going to be there fighting with them. The fight starts by restoring funding for disaster mitigation, the very funding this administration has cruelly slashed. Are you familiar with the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Program, or BRIC as we call it?
Yes.
So BRIC was created in 2018 under President Trump. It's actually was a very good program. It's a smart program designed to prevent disasters before they happen, to save lives, protect homes, and save us as taxpayers money. In April, they killed it, which is the same law the president signed in. What has the tangible impact of BRIC funding on housing resilience before it was cut? What did you see was making a difference when it came to some of these communities?
So what we were really excited about for BRIC, or for any, you can call it what you want, but being able to use Stafford Act funds before a loss instead of after makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
You get this return on investment. You save a lot of money for every dollar you spend on pre-loss mitigation, and the smarter you do it, the more you save. So yes, having funds like that, it makes good economic sense. It makes good sense for the budget and everything else to put these resources towards pre-loss mitigation, at least in some. I believe there was some percentage that was set aside for pre-loss mitigation, and we were excited about ways to use that. We had a grant proposal in to help shore up our building code as part of that. So yeah, we love to see. I don't care where it comes from. We need resources to do this.
Yep. And thank you for that. And so when this program went in 2018, the message and the word got out about it. Did it get circulated fast enough for people to take advantage of it, or just good?
Well, from where I sit, we saw it immediately, and we wanted to find out how to get our hands on some of that money. In terms of how quickly we can do that, I think there's a lot of things about the Stafford Act and different rules around FEMA that can really get in the way of achieving the mission. Okay. So I think it might be a great time to look at all of the details around that. At one point, we had a big grant from FEMA in Alabama to help pay to retrofit homes, and we had to give it back because the hoops to jump through were too onerous. We were not able to do one single retrofit with that money. We wound up raising the money from insurance fees and taxes in the state, and that's worked very well. But yeah, it's got to be something that we can work with.
Well, certainly, definitely reach out to my office. I'd love to look at that, because on my other hat, I'm on the committee that also oversees FEMA, and it makes zero sense for us to fund these things, but can't do it because of regulations that we impose on ourselves and our local ones. Switching to insurance, I hear from Arizonans all the time that home insurance bills are out of control. We are, yes, we're a desert community, but we also have a lot of forests. We have the largest ponderosa forest in the world. Over the past 5 years, Arizona experienced the highest increase in home insurance rates nationwide, and now we're staring down another 8% increase before the year's over. One of the clearest and most practical solutions is also one of the simplest. Building stronger, more resilient homes reduces the damage during disasters. It means fewer insurance claims and lower premium costs. We had that conversation a little earlier. Mr. Powell, in Alabama, we've got a system that actually rewards homeowners for making those 4 to 5 improvements. Insurance are required to give them a discount. Can you walk us through how that works and what kind of results you've seen? I know you kind of touched upon it with Cortez Massa, but I think it's extremely important, especially for my forested areas of Arizona.
We have a white paper coming out any week now on how those discounts are calculated in different ways, different states with different perils can think about it, but it's a very straightforward process. We're seeing insurance companies offer these discounts, of course, in Alabama, but also in other states that don't have benchmarks the way we do. So as long as you've got a well-functioning market, one of the things you can run into is if your state has been suppressing insurance rates for the last 3 decades, and we won't name any names, but everyone's already getting the mitigation discount, whether they mitigate it or not. So it's really important to have a dynamic and functioning insurance market, and then you've got the room to have discounts that are meaningful for people. But it's not an insurance company's job to lose money. I think we all know that. and there's been a lot of that money losing going on. So yes, we need to have good incentives that are properly calculated. There's an easy way to do that.
Excellent. I yield back.
Thank you, Ranking